Welcome to the deep dive.
Mm.
Today, we're getting into something that's really fundamental, but still somehow gets missed quite a bit. Digital accessibility. It's basically about making sure that the digital world is open to everyone, no matter their abilities.
Exactly. And our mission today is really to unpack this kind of paradox. We're basing this deep dive on one particular academic paper, a really interesting one.
Okay.
It highlights this gap. We've spent decades building really solid standards for digital information, right? How to create it, organize it.
Right, all the technical
Stuff. Yeah, but there's still this striking neglect when it comes to the specific needs of people with disabilities. So we want to look at why and, what we can do about it.
So digging into this paper then, it really emphasizes how scholars, for a long time, have been meticulously working on these standards, creating, organizing, presenting, even preserving digital info.
A lot of foundational work.
Definitely. But the paper makes this really stark point that amidst all that great work, the needs of people with disabilities just haven't really been central, almost like an add-on maybe, or forgotten.
Yeah, or just not prioritized. And the paper talks about the real-world impact of that. It actually uses the word useless.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, how these otherwise valuable digital resources can become totally useless for certain groups. Think about someone using a screen reader trying to deal with a badly formatted PDF.
Impossible.
Or someone who's deaf or hard of hearing trying to watch a video with no captions. Or even just relying only on color to convey information that doesn't work for people with, certain types of color blindness.
That really puts it into perspective. It's not a small issue. What's interesting, though, is the contrast the paper draws. It points out that, while some areas are lagging, folks in educational technology and, commercial web design, they've actually made pretty significant progress.
Right. They've been working on solutions and implementing them.
So the know-how is there. The tools exist. It's happening successfully elsewhere.
Which leads to the big question, doesn't it? If we know how to do it and it's working in some places, why is it still a problem?
Yeah, where's the disconnect?
Well, the paper suggests it's often some scholars creating digital projects who all too often fail to take these needs into account. Okay,
so specifically within certain academic or research-driven projects sometimes.
That seems to be the focus here. And it might not be, deliberate exclusion. It could be lack of training or maybe assuming the platform handles it.
Or just not seeing accessibility as a core part of the research output itself.
Exactly. Maybe seen as secondary to just getting the content out there.
So given that challenge, what's the way forward? What does the research suggest?
It's actually pretty straightforward, conceptually at least. The paper pushes for improving things by always, consistently, keeping the largest possible audience in mind during the design process.
So inclusive design from the get-go.
Precisely. Not as an afterthought. The goal is making sure the final product works for people with disabilities just as well as it does for those without. Baked right in.
So connecting this back for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Understanding this challenge and this solution, it makes you much more aware of what goes into good digital design, right?
It's about fairness, fundamentally. Moving beyond just, picking a compliance box to thinking about truly equitable access for everybody online.
Yeah, exactly. So the key takeaway really seems to be that universal design, thinking inclusively, isn't just a nice to have.
No, it's essential, absolutely essential. If we want a digital world that genuinely works for everyone, it requires a shift in how creators think.
Definitely. So here's something to think about. Imagine how many of your own daily digital interactions, websites, apps, documents could be different, maybe better, if every single creator started with that largest possible audience mindset right from the beginning. What kind of broader impact could that have? Not just for accessibility, but for, really leveling the playing field online and letting everyone participate fully. Something to ponder.